Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today we're going to look at different belt pulleys that were on different models of the Oliver tractors. But before we do that, we got another project I want to wrap up real quick because it's been laying around and it shouldn't take us that long. So here we go. Let's get started. And today we're going to wrap up some unfinished projects, starting with these this press wheel, or I would guess you would say gauge wheel, off of the soybean planter. So in one of our last episodes, I mentioned how this had chucked this wheel towards the end of planting season, and so I got this new bearing, which has since oxidized a little bit from sitting. But anyway, it's basically, this is a bearing inside of this adapter piece, and you can get them either way. You can get it just the bearing, just the adapter, or you can get it pre-assembled. So we're going to go ahead and get this installed, and I'm sure it will put up a fight because that's usually how things go. Alright, so we have to get two halves of a wheel together in here, and this is kind of a pain. They make a tool that's like a big clamp deal, and we have the advantage of obesity on our side, so we can actually use ourselves as a clamp. Look at that. The obesity press works excellent to getting half of it in there. Now, let's put our bearing in, like so. And when we put this half in, we have to make sure that all of our holes line up with other holes in this half. You gotta have your holes line up, or you're just not gonna have a good time. Let's see if I can obesify this in there the same way. I don't think I can, but stranger things have happened here. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. If it was a new tire, I'm not sure that I could do that. I know I worked on some on a John Deere drill before that were a real pain in the behind. And we were lucky enough that we were able to salvage every single bolt somehow, miraculously, last time. And so we will put these in. I suppose I should look and see which side they were, if the nut was on the outside. I do see I made a mistake though. I made a boo-boo. My holes on the outside don't line up. So I'm off by, what, one hole in the top? So I'm going to have to start over on that one. Oh well, I knew that it wouldn't be so simple. Alright, we can make this happen. That's the advantage of that press, is that you get all the holes lined up. I was so excited I wasn't paying attention. Come on out of there. It should come out easy because we just had it apart. Do we want this combination? No. Do we want that combination? No. This combination? What the heck? One of these should line up. Not that one. There. There. That one will work. Let's put it back in the obesity press. There we go. Nifty. Okay, that's what I thought. The taps of the bolts go to the outside. So we will start them all that way. We'll put them all in there first, and then we'll tighten them up, because we don't want to get ourselves in a bind where we can't get anything done. Our nice unpainted hardware on our cheapo spray can wheel. Cordless impact for the win, maybe. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but that's a common theme we have on this channel. Me recording things that the camera can't see. And we got rust all over it now, so you know it's going to work. Let's try it this way. Now I bet you can see. Sure. And the nice thing about rust is it's nature's lock washer, so these won't come off, in theory. Alright. Good deal. So we got our brand new bearing in our press wheel, and it looks to be drawn down everywhere good. So this is ready to go back in action whenever we need it. So another project finished. So, and point of interest that I thought of the other day while we were at the Oliver Gang show up there in northern Indiana, we looked at a 660 and it had the bigger belt pulley on. And it occurs to me that some people may not know about this. Well, through the Fleetlines and then on into the Super 77 and 88, they used this, what we call the K691 pulley. This pulley measures, about 12 inches in diameter or so, maybe just a shade under. And like I said, there's the number, K691. Can we see that? There we go, 691A. And that is correct for 66, 77, 88, Super 77, Super 88. The reason it has a K part number is because the 88 came first. So any parts on the 77 and 66 that also were used on the 88 will have a K part number. And then the other two used L and M part numbers, but it was by whatever the tractor, whatever the part was used on first, whichever model tractor. So, you know, you can have 77s and 66s with K part numbers, but you're probably not going to have a 88 with an L or an M part number because they came later. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe there is a oddball part that they updated later on and used on the others. But most of the time, you see K part numbers on stuff. You know, the rear wheels usually have K part numbers on the heavier version of the wheels, and just all kinds of stuff, because the name of the game in the Fleetline era was parts interchangeability. So anything they could find that they could reuse, they were going to do instead of tool up to buy new parts. So like I said, K691A, about 12 inches in diameter. Now we'll go look at the Super 66. Okay, I got wedged in here pretty tight. But this pulley is an L691A, and it measures about 9 1/4 inches. And the reason they did this was the Super 66 used a different engine RPM speed, so they changed the pulley so that it would do the same amount of work, however you figure that, belt feet per minute or whatever the calculation is. But anyway, this one for the Super 66 correct and 660 is 9 1/4 across, and it should be somewhere, which you can't see because I didn't come prepared. Let me get my cell phone flashlight. There, 1L691. So just because I got a 1 on it, that's not a big deal. They did that. But anyway, the same last part number because it's still a belt pulley, but now it has an L prefix because it fits the Super 66. So that is a very hard to find piece if you don't have one. I was lucky enough to find this one from a neighbor who had acquired it in a collection of parts. And I had a piece for a Super 44 that he needed, and he had this, so I finally was able to persuade him to make a trade. His Super 66 did not have the belt pulley option on it. Mine does, which is kind of unusual by the Super era that they would have belt pulley and mechanical lift, but this one did. I drug it out of a woods, and it was a very original tractor, so I would say this is how it came. I got the build card. I think that's what it says, but I can't remember right now. But anyway, very hard to find piece. Now I have one more to show you that is the same but different. While we're here, let's see if this thing will start, because it hasn't been run in a good while. And it's got a brand new motor in it I built, so I would like to keep it running. All right, let's see here. Key. Oh, is it gonna not go? Shoot. Well, I guess we're gonna have to put the battery charger on this and get it going one day, because I'm not gonna let it just sit here and go to pieces. But anyway, we'll do that another time. All right, the final pulley in this episode of stuff that's different is on my late styled 770, which again, that's kind of odd to have a belt pulley on a tractor this new. But it's got this belt pulley, which measures about 10 3/4 inches. Again, I would say they did it because of engine speed, and this might be the one. Let's see here. Is this the one that the part number's on the back? I think it is. Shoot. Anyway, I don't know if we can find it. There it is. It's on the bottom. Can I get the GoPro in there? No, I cannot. I'll take it at this angle maybe and get it in there. Let's try flashlight. Does that show up? No. There it is. This one has a 6-digit part number. 101. 691A, I think is what it says. So newer style part number to it. But this is actually a different pulley, and I assume that it was for the 3 digits maybe. I need to look in the parts book and see if they all used this, or if maybe what I'm trying to say is the 660 used the one like on the other one, but maybe the 770 and 880 used this one, or maybe just the 770 used this one. I don't know. But this is in fact different because it has a different part number and it is a different diameter. 10 3/4 inches. The Fleetline one was about right there, so a little bit bigger. And then the other one would have just about fit inside this one because it was 9 3/4. So anyway, that's something interesting if you're trying to restore a tractor back to the way you think it should be, that there are different belt pulleys for different tractors. And if you're not sure, look at the parts book. They'll tell you what, what would have come on your tractor. But you can probably, I don't think the build card is that specific. It doesn't tell you, you know, the part number of the pulley that was installed on your tractor. It just tells you that it was, came with belt pulley. So anyway, like I said, if you're not sure, check the parts book. It should tell you what you're supposed to have, and then you can complete your restoration. I have never seen another one of these, so I don't know how impossible they are to find, but I have to imagine they're kind of difficult. You see tons of the K691As because back in those days, belt pulley was king, but by this era, few and far between on belt pulleys. So your other one would work to play with, but you know, as far as being period correct and all that, like I said, belt feet per minute or whatever it is, you know, that's why they did this. As always, if you enjoy the videos, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already. That helps the channel out. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I've got a few seconds of battery left on the old... Oh! Well, nope, we're not going to do that. We got wasps in there. We'll probably open this. Come on. Let's just open this and let them... Ooh, they got a big nest going on in there. You're not going to like that I crushed your house, but I don't like you. Go away. Well, he's kind of mad now. I would be too if you knocked my house down, but that'll really tick him off. Next time I come out here, I will start this tractor.